There we go. Episode 15, gee. Hi, Matt. You can say hi now.
Can I say hi now?
Yeah, you can say hi. Hi, chat. Hi, chat.
Hi!
Hello.
Wasn't sure what I was going to do coming on here. I was like, should I just impersonate Disco Potato the whole time I'm here?
Oh, that would be a good one. Yeah, why not? Okay, give it a shot. Okay. Why the hell not?
Yeah, I know.
Why did we think of that?
Yeah, well, when the That's What She Said show was still on, Michelle Lynn, she had this idea that she would give me her login, and I would log in under her name, and just pretend.
Oh, hang on, the crowd is cheering. Let's finish that in a bit. Oh, boy. Hello, guys. Yeah, finish that story. Sorry.
Where I would just pretend to be her the whole time.
Oh, right.
You know, I couldn't break character. I would act like I was Michelle the whole time, and everyone on the panel would be like, "What are you doing? Why are you here? How did you get?" And I'd be like, I'm Michelle. What?
All right, people. Welcome to episode number 1515 of the 510 Connection. It's the last week without disco, but I have one of my favorite yo-yo kids. It's Mr. Matt Sinister, Mr. PoweBomb Sinister. That's what it is. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome.
You have entered Club Sinister.
Club Sinister.
How is everybody doing? How's everybody in chat?
How's everyone chat? How are you doing, mate? How are you doing? We haven't been talking since a couple of weeks since I was last on the after show from.
Yeah, I mean, I've been chatting with you. I've been popping into the chat because I watch the show.
Yeah.
Most weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it was one of the YoYoY hangouts.
Yeah, after the
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That we last talked.
Yeah.
We used to talk every day.
Oh,
we used to talk at least 5 days a week.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I just have to explain to the viewers. We Matt and I met each other at the Discord at Green. When I started vaping, I was I still am a big fan of Green, and he has this Discord, and we hung out there with a lot of other awesome people, and. Yeah, that's how we met, and that's especially at the beginning. I tried to follow every show he did and hang out after, and man, I love that. I love that community. It's a really great community, and but life goes on. Work got in the way, so to say, more busy, and if I watched the shows and hung out with you guys, it was like every week it was like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. over here, and you guys were just starting up your evening. So the time difference.
Yeah, what time is it? What time is it right now?
It's now 10 past 11 over here. So you got 10 past 4, right?
Yeah, and right now, no, I got 10 past 2. I'm on
10 past 2. Yeah, you're
United States.
Oh, gee, yeah. See, so that's a big difference, man. That's 11 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Wow. Yeah.
So
that's what we meant. Yeah.
There were times that we would be hanging out. It would be 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon out here.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, it's after midnight, it's almost 2 a.m. I kind of need to go to bed. And then we'd keep talking. Next thing you know, you'd be like, hey, the sun's coming out.
Yep. That did happen. Yep. True story.
I didn't intend to drink half a bottle of this, but I did.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. Well, that's like a great community to be part of.
I remember when you were like, I don't think you'd ever vape the sub-ohm tank.
Mm-hmm.
You were just like, you were building coils and you were just kind of trying to learn how to, you're working with RDAs, but, so it was really cool to watch you learn.
It was,
because you were brand new and, and a lot of us, we're all giving you
I was
advice.
such a virgin.
Yes, you were just a baby. And now look at you, all grown up, your own show.
All grown up.
You got mechs,
Yeah. Building coils, mixing juices nowadays. Jeez, man. You guys have learned me like the first ropes. Yeah, I think I learned the basics mostly from you guys and watching shows and then diving into.
Well, there was a time it was me, you, Disco Potato,
Lee.
Mike. He was in and out. Lee, not the real Gerard Butler, the legend.
The legend.
Was supposed to be here tonight. But,
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. That's fine. I can handle this. You and I can handle this quite easily.
Absolutely. We'll be fine.
Yeah. And Lee would just be the punchline half the time anyway. But no, I love you, Lee.
Yeah, man.
But and I remember just like when you were starting the custom Aegis skins, and and you were it was really a privilege to watch. Just you building up this stuff and really taking initiative and doing things that I was like, what, I'll have a large Coke and sit back and watch. I didn't want to. I actually had the time.
Yeah.
To do things. I could have started making coils. I could have started making my own liquid. I could have done a bunch of that stuff. Yeah. But really, at this point in my life, I don't want to. I'd rather enjoy what other people are doing.
Well, it also has to do, of course, with the enthusiasm of a newbie. It's all new to me. You want to suck all that information up and try it out, and it's, and I had more time on my hands back then than I have now, and then I was privileged to grow up as a vape baby with you guys around, with like this great community who is open, sharing the knowledge and helping me, showing the ropes, and that was awesome. And it still is. And I think like I said on the Saturday show, the custom Aegis skins really opened up doors for me. That was like something, because I got invited to shows, and that was like my key to being into this world with these great communities.
Yeah.
That was, great. Right, let's do the basics first. What are you vaping on, mate? What are you having in your hand?
Actually, I've been trying to keep it very simple these days. Mm-hmm. There was a time I had like 13 setups on my on my nightstand or on
you
my
could fill a show with that.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I got 2 simple setups. I got the Dovpo topside light squonk with the profile 1.5 with some rocket blast on the inside.
Oh yeah.
One of my it's pretty much my all-day banger.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there I got the clutch with the Turk V2, some Breeze Tones 26s on the inside.
Damn, it's a hell of
with
a setup.
some Boule Bolu, one of the greatest inventions. And the coil turret, or any juice maker or YouTuber or anyone period has made. Yep. I will put Boule Bolu up to anything.
Oh, I still have half a bottle. It's been steeped for months. I do it now and then.
I'm down to a quarter bottle left of Rocket Blast.
Rocket Blast.
Right. Yeah, and right now, no, I got more bottles of Boule Bolo. I got them stashed in places. Rocket Blast. I put the squonk. I hadn't been squonking in quite a while, and I was just like, what? I always love Rocket Blast and a squonk, and especially with the profile. Uh-huh. And I'm already almost done with 2 bottles through the whole thing.
Oh boy!
In like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that we have the community that we're in, because I know I can get more.
Yep. Yeah.
Whereas there are a lot of people right now that are just.
Yeah. We'll touch on that later. Yeah, we'll be talking about that later as well. It's All right, let me go through mine. Especially for tonight, I have a one-off Grim Green skin on the Aegis Max. There we go. On top of that is the Dead Rabbit V2 RTA. Sorry, excuse me. And that I have some Fuji Apple Kiwi Pear DIY, and I have my Legend with the Red Dragon skin with the matchy drip tip. And there is some Butterscotch Reserve, the only
still on that Butterscotch Reserve.
Yeah, the only commercial.
I remember when you discovered it.
Love it, still love it. And of course the Shameless Plug, the 510 Connection skin on another Legend with the both have the Tango on top, and in that I have some Madagascar Bavarian cream custard. That's me. Boom. If you told me that almost a year ago, I would have right. Yeah, I will be vaping now. But yeah, I am here now.
Yeah.
Great. I just want to do a quick rundown in chat because we have a lot of people in. Thanks for showing up tonight and joining us here. Thanks for the Devil Vapor to, fluff us up a little. Love it when you do that, mate. I have a little. I'm gonna test this. I had a little music behind the roll call last week, and people were calling it live music. So I've got something new for the roll call. Here we go. Can you hear that? Can you hear that music? Can you hear that music? Let's go to chat. Welcome, Mr. KGB. Hoorah, man. Welcome to the show. Vapor Queen Becky, welcome back. Simon and Shrek are in, my buddies from the Saturday night. Man, those are long shows, man. Love them. Love them. We have some guests on and we sit over like 3.5 hours doing the show. 4.5 hours even. It's really funny. We have an advocate for liberty, Tim, man. Welcome to the show. Frankenmeiser, how you doing? We have Donna. I saw you on the chat with the devil. You wanted the skin, right? custom.ages@gmail.com and I'll help you out over there. Patrick Pyle, welcome. New name in there. We have scrolling down the list. This is why we have the music in place. So if you're scrolling down the list, you know. Matt the Flavorist, welcome, mate. I finally emailed you back. Sorry about that. Lady Liberty, welcome to the show as well. Jay Jerry, welcome. Live Lounge Liquid, is it Chris or Pete? Who is it? Hip Hop Juice, hi mate. We have Jaker Vapor, welcome. Then we have Joe, the Endless Black Ribbon. He's in there. He's watching us, mate. Scott Morrison, Scotty Moe. And we have Cloud Chucker, how you doing? Blazing, Vapes. And Mark H, Mr. 8 years off the Stinkies. Texture Line, welcome. Texture Line Artex, Liverpool. New name, haven't seen it. Thanks, welcome to the show, mate. Derek R, welcome. Wicked Vape, welcome. And we have Cheech Authentic, there you go. Mr. Valenti, welcome to the show. I hope this music is better than last week. Let me know in chat and we will try something else.
This music is the greatest music because all I want to do right now is just be like, oh, Elizabeth, this is the big one. I'm coming to see you, darling.
It is from what is it? From
Stanford and Son.
Yeah, Stanford and Son. Yeah. Back in the day,
dummy.
I've never seen the series, but I want to see it.
What?
Yep. Hey, it's an American thing, not mine. I came across this music way back, like I don't know, 15 years, maybe even longer, maybe 25 years back. And I used it on a radio show I used to do. And this was like the background music in the radio show, talking over this, talking with people. It was like, so I fished up that old jingle and now, trying this for the role name, for the roll call.
It was one of the greatest comedies to come out of the 70s.
Oh, right. I have to watch it.
You couldn't get away with making a show like that today. There'd be too much political correctness.
Oh, probably, yeah. But that's what a lot of shows, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You could say that from shows from 10 years ago.
The only good thing about political correctness is they can't remake Mel Brooks movies. Those will get left alone. Because if they tried to remake Blazing Saddles, it would be 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man. Right. Mr. Anderson is in the show as well. You know what? Mr. Anderson makes this.
Really?
Yeah, you've watched the show, right? So he makes these MOSFET Max. It's like all handmade, glued together. It's a great thing. I still need to clean it and refresh it before I use it again. But man, it's always on my desk, hitting it now and then. It's a great Mac. Great Mac. Right. I want to put one message out there today, and that's please join the World Vape Alliance. I have the link right here. The World Vapers Alliance. They have put out a petition for vapers in the EU. I'm going to put the link in right now. There you go. They're putting down a petition. We have like all the countries in the EU are like making their own petitions and trying to convince their own governments to allow vaping and trying to say this in a positive way. Allow vaping and look at vape in a different way. But these guys are trying to get it to the European Union as well. So everyone in the UK, even if you're in the EU, even if you're in the UK, please sign that petition. Takes about like 5 to 10 seconds. You don't have to sign up or anything. Just put your country and your name in, and that's it. And please give that. The more voices out there, the more chances we have to beat this war on vaping. That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How's the? I hardly dare to ask, but how's the situation in America?
The situation in America is shit.
You can say that, yeah.
Yeah, it's complete shit.
Yeah.
We have just politicians that are just. Here's the thing: people want to blame the politicians, and the reality is, yes, you can blame the politicians, but the reality is, the politicians are just puppets. They're just doing whatever they can do because they see that this is a better chance to get reelected and get that campaign money, as opposed to what the right thing is.
Yeah.
Now, you do have some politicians that are trying to do the right thing. We've had politicians change their mind on things.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what they're really all about is, okay, are we going to get money from vapors? Are we going to get money from the Truth Initiative?
Yep.
Are we going to get money from CASA? Are we going to get Mothers Against Vaping or whatever? And there's so many different types of organizations out there.
And that's
about the reality is their only goal is to make money. They don't care about what the facts are. They only care about making money.
Yeah. So that's who's got the biggest purse. That's the biggest lobby, and that's the biggest. It's actually corruption.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? Could you call that corruption?
But but look at the history. Look at history. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
There's never been a situation where people are going, you know what, I could make a lot more money doing this, but I think this is the right thing to do. They're always going to find a way to convolute it into a situation to where what they're trying to make the most sense. And of course, as soon as you throw the kid factor into it, we're there for the children. We got to help the children. You got to be there. What about the kids?
Yeah.
You know, George Carlin, if anyone remembers the legendary George Carlin, who, I came from the Church of George Carlin, presided by the Reverend Sam Kinison, being broadcast by the king of all media, Howard Stern. That's how I grew up. And Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor were in the choir. That's how I came up, So George Carlin had the greatest bit where he said, I am sick and tired of everything in this world needing to be about children. It's all you hear these days. What about the children? We got to help the children. We got to save the children. You know what I say? Fuck the children. So.
Welcome to the show. This is Mr. Matt PoweBomb. Here we go.
You entered Club Sinister. This
is Club Sinister.
Now, we don't mean that literally. Yeah. Although it depends on who we're talking about. But what we're trying to say is that this is an adult environment.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of things that can be for adults and have nothing to do with children.
Yeah, they're just using the kids as an excuse.
Their hands on things.
Yeah. But yeah.
When I was a kid.
But that's called parenting, isn't it?
What's that?
That's called parenting. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that's not for kids, so you don't touch it.
When I was 6 years old, my father said, I ever catch you smoking cigarettes, I'll beat the hell out of you. What did I do? I stole a pack of his cigarettes, went in the bushes, spun my brains out. Because I wanted to know what was worth threatening my life.
Why, Dad? Why?
And guess what? When he found out I was smoking, he beat the hell out of me. And then he lit up a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly.
Hypocrisy at its finest.
Oh, but they're using the kids as like an excuse for their own benefits, and that's what it is, right?
Yeah, and that's care about the kids, because the reality is,
the reality is money.
It's money. And what would you rather have a kid do? Okay, if a kid's smoking cigarettes, would you rather have him vape? I mean,
of course,
ideally,
but
you don't want them doing anything because they're still growing, they're still developing. You don't want them. I don't like kids. I was on Ritalin when I was a kid. We found out certain things since then.
Yeah.
They're putting kids on all kinds of different antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication. Yeah. Part of being a kid is having depression and having anxiety, and because you're learning about the world.
Good point. Hang on, sorry to interrupt you here. Good point from Tim, an advocate for liberty. Parenting isn't just asking government to child-proof the world. Exactly, that's it.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, in fact, it should be the opposite.
Yeah.
It should be the opposite.
Yeah, it's more liberal. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was saying, we don't. One of the problems that I have with what I see with parenting these days is everyone wants to protect their kids from the world, hide their kids from the world, make them safe from the world. Well, guess what? They have to grow up one day.
Yeah.
And if they go out into the world with this mentality of always being protected, they're going to get their asses kicked.
You can only learn yourself, and you know that yourself. You can only learn by doing things wrong sometimes, right? It's just a natural thing. You can't shield every bad thing from your. You can't do that. You know, they have to.
No.
You know, it's like an utopia, and that doesn't work. But you know, back to the
reason I'm going on this little tirade, and you know, I'm not anti-kid by any stretch of the imagination. I got two stepkids who I love dearly. I would give my life to save theirs. And yes, there are things that I want to keep from them right now. As they get older, you can teach them about it, not constantly shield them from it forever.
Yeah.
You know, I love them like they're my own children.
Yeah.
But, you know, so I'm not going on this anti-kid rant, but there has to be a line of, this is for adults, this is for kids, this is for both. You know, where both parents or adults and children can coexist in this world. Some things are only for adults. Some things are only for kids too. You know, which I think there are adults out there that need to go, look, you're a grown ass man, right? You don't need to be doing this. All right?
Yeah. Some people do need that, yeah, indeed.
Yes,
yeah, but it's true.
There are some people out there that need to be slapped in the mouth and go, you're 40 years old. What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's the world.
Yeah, but those are mostly the people who didn't have the well, I don't want to generalize, but the people that don't have had that brought up by, you know, telling them what's wrong and not, what's wrong, what's right. You know, having your border set by, you know, by the morals and values of your parents, and instead it was like the morals being set from the outside world.
If it's set by legislate morality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But so you as a parent can then say, like, you know, some other people will bring morals and ethics on them instead of me. You know, pushing off the responsibility of having kids. That's but still, you know, it's still back to the advocacy. It's a matter of who has the most money, who has the biggest purse. And I think you could almost call that corruption, couldn't you? You know, he's paying me more money. Yeah. So he's paying me more money, and this opinion is bringing more money into my election fund, so to say. So I'm going to go with him instead of the other guy because, you know, I don't care about science. No, of course not. But, you know, this is one of the cases you can really see that if you go into the science, that they're choosing the money at science. Yeah,
and here's the thing: if you go back in history, this happened with the tobacco industry as well. You know, the Royal College of Physicians, if I'm not mistaken, you know, was saying 20 years prior to the United States finally coming out that smoking could cause lung cancer. Yeah. Smoking could cause emphysema. Yeah. Smoking is this. They were the first. When they were saying, when the British were saying that, the United States had doctors on television telling them what their flavor of cigarette was. Yeah. And it took 20 years before, and several lawsuits before people came out and said, you know, government officials finally came out and said, you know what? Smoking is bad. Smoking does cause cancer. Smoking does cause emphysemas. Smoking can contribute to several other diseases and illnesses because it was about the money. Because the politicians were getting money from the tobacco industry to say, oh, no, there's nothing wrong. This isn't addicting. This can't cause cancer or harm or any way. Until finally it got to such a state that they finally had to go, well, you know what? Okay, yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. And that's what's going to happen with vaping. With vaping as well. And it is, of course, a different time, so it's going to be more complicated than it used to be, I think. But still, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It will happen one day. But let's keep hope. We will get it'll get to the point where, and it's also once the tobacco industry has overtaken the vapor industry. That too, yeah. And money we're seeing Marlboro e-liquid, you know, Camel e-liquid, you know, or whatever. I mean, they could create a whole new market with it, but they want to control it. Yeah, that's it. And that's just the logic of history. Eventually, big business will take over, and the little guy will be left, you know, sitting in the sandbox all by himself.
I just want to say skull to Viking Vapor. Welcome to the show. And the Steampucks, welcome, mate. Good to see you. And Abdul Ghani, welcome. I would say my best mate was bad at golf, but you need a lot of balls to play like he does. Yes, Donna, we the people will rise eventually. Yeah, well, we the vapors will rise. Yeah.
Okay, can I say something about that really quick?
Yeah, sure.
You see that out there, and I mean, this was going on in America, especially during this past election, is we will rise, we will revolt, we'll have a revolution. No, you won't. Okay. I don't care how many guns you have in your house. I don't care how many don't tread on me flags you have. No one is rising up against the United States government. The United States government could shoot a flea off a dog's ass from space. All right. They don't care about this rising up nonsense. What they do care about is where you spend your money.
Yeah. Okay. That's the background of that.
So if you really do care, don't spend your money in corporations. Don't go to Walmart.
Go to your local.
Go to your local.
Yeah. That's the people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, I took that as we the people, as like if the as a democracy thing, if a majority and if a lot of people share the same opinions, I believe in the good in people. So I think that will rise. That is something that will rise. So
no, I'm not saying that. What I can't stand is this whole revolution. We're going to revolt. We're going to fight the government. Look, here's what you can do.
It's 2021.
Yeah, it's 2021. Yeah. Here's what you can do. You can where you spend your money and how you vote. That's it.
That's it. That's all you
That's
can do.
what you can do. Yeah. You can go on YouTube and go on social media and do all you want, hold all your don't tread on me flags and scream all this hate, go on Twitter and go on rants. You can do all that stuff. It ain't going to do one bit of good as far as trying to change politicians' minds.
I still believe also, as a third, in the little things around you. As speaking for vaping, I can talk to a colleague who's been smoking, and I can tell him about vaping and turn him into a vapor. I've done it, and those are the little things you can do as well. It's not just
little things like that, absolutely. But that
so
has
it's more than just
rising up.
Well, it's like the sub-rising. Anyway, what I wanted to ask you is like, how does the current situation with all the vape mail bans and stuff like that affect you now in real life? Let's say compared to 6 months back, what's the biggest difference practically?
You're taking a big chance on ordering something, and whether or not look. There are certain companies like 8Vape, Element Vape, and a few other ones that slip my mind right now that have found third-party, distributors or third-party carriers.
Yeah,
couriers, I should say. And and then of course here in California, there are a lot of places in the United States that have complete flavor bans, complete. All type of, it's not just flavor, it's not just e-liquids, it's any type of
anything, right?
Devices. Vape shops are not a thing.
Yeah.
Here in California, they were going to do a flavor ban, and then it got petitioned. Enough signatures were signed to where they want to put it to a vote in next year's election.
All right.
However, you know how they're going to word this. Doesn't take a genius to figure it out. So most are going to use the whole kid factor, and people that know nothing about this will just say, hey, well, yeah, of course we want to keep nicotine products and tobacco products, which, newsflash, vaping is not a tobacco product.
Exactly, yeah.
And, so people are going to vote this in. So by 2023, we will more than likely have a flavor ban here in California. But they've basically created a black market. And it's fine for us, people that are in the vape community, especially hobbyists. We are going to either DIY or, we have connections with people who DIY or some of the places that are still, kind of on the side, making flavors and because right now the vape mail ban is personal packages. Although for some reason there is a thing where 10 personal packages, I think, a month you can send.
Oh.
Yeah. But
how do they check that?
That's the thing. It's not the police's job. It's not even the post office or DHL or UPS or any of these. It's not really their job. It's supposed to be the FDA's job. So, and they do not have enough people.
Exactly. They don't have the people for that, right?
So the people that it affects, it's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect anyone in the community.
Yeah. Oh, where's your sound? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no. My I'm doing this on my phone, and I got a phone call, so I had to decline that.
Thanks.
But yeah, I'm going to answer the phone in the middle of this. Hang on a second. Yes.
Hang on a sec. It's my doctor. Hang on.
But no, it's like I said, it's not going to affect us.
No,
it's going to affect the person that has been smoking for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And then starts hearing about vaping.
There's no option for them.
There's no option.
Yeah.
Yeah. No option at all anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who it's going to affect.
Yeah.
And what we can do as a community is you kind of touched on this earlier. If you know someone at work, somebody at school,
introduce them to
still
vaping,
in college or taking classes because you enjoy learning, whatever. At your local tavern, or just places that you go where you communicate with people. And somebody you mentions, you could go outside to vape and you see somebody smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And they ask you, they may ask you
what
about
is
it.
That? Yeah.
You can help him or her. You could just go, look, they're like, well, I don't know where to get this stuff anymore. It's been outlawed. Okay, let me introduce you to this community.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to these people. Let me give you some websites.
That's great.
Some social media pages.
Yeah.
That's what we can do.
Yeah. That's also something I would like to, it's something we like to do with the show as well, especially the mixing side of things. We're having a vaping ban coming in. It's the last thing I heard was June, but it's like a bit iffy now what's going to happen. But getting down to basics and showing people the basic ropes on how to mix, because without flavors you can still vape, but it's not like the whole experience and getting you really up the stinkies. It's the flavors that's getting you up the stinkies.
Yeah,
that's it.
And this whole flavors hook kids nonsense.
Yeah, the gateway effect, right?
The kids, teenagers that are vaping are not vaping for flavor, and they've even shown that like the majority of them are vaping, menthol or even tobacco flavor. They're doing it because a Juul pod has 50 milligrams of nicotine.
Yeah.
They're getting high off these Juul pods.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is what's going on. It's got nothing to do with flavors.
Just want to reach out to chat. I just started vaping 7 months ago today. After 45 years, I'm 65. Give me my freedom to live. That's great, Donna. That's really great. It's Not Smoke. Welcome to the show. Zippy, how you doing, little squirrel? And I saw something else from Mick. The 510 Collection has just hit the magic 300 subscribers. Whoa! Thank you, guys. That's awesome. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks for all the subs and, being here every week and shouting it out. Awesome. Thanks. Really happy with that. It's not about the numbers, but, it's really fun to see this appreciation from people. I love that. Thanks a lot. Yeah, going back to that, vaping should be on the list of things that should get people off the stinkies. It should not be seen as like something you do and it's just as bad as smoking. And that's the thing. It should be on the list with nicotine products that should get you up. Those things like the Band-Aids and the gum and the spray and vaping. If you want to stop smoking and still need the nicotine to kick off it. Vaping is also on that list. It should be on the good side, and now it's like in a bad corner.
The issue is though is that the patches and the gums and all that, they don't work. Mm-hmm. We all know they don't work.
Tried it, done there.
Everyone has tried it at some point or another, and that have been were smoking cigarettes for a long time.
Yeah.
Guess what? Vaping works.
It does.
And right now it's largely a mom and pop industry.
Yeah.
Corporations don't want that. The government sure as hell doesn't want that. They want to be able to control it and regulate it under their rules.
Yeah,
and especially collecting the money that they want to collect.
Yeah.
Because they're losing their ass right now. There are a couple states that may have to go on default of their tobacco bonds.
Yeah.
And
they make their budget per year on the income of tax revenues on smoking. That's part of the budget they plan. And now that they hit vaping hit the market, those taxes have been going down. So that's the reason why. Just a little.
Well, it's not just it's also here in the United States we have something known as a master settlement agreement.
Yeah.
And they had a projection of what money they were going to be making.
Yeah.
They didn't count on vaping coming in throwing a monkey wrench in their whole program because they took out bonds.
Yeah.
To get an advance in all this money as the government does.
Yeah.
You know, they want to spend the money before they make the money.
Yeah.
Or they get the money. And now they're going to default because they don't have the money. So now this is one of the top reasons we're seeing so much of this, anti-vaping, anti-campaign against the vaping industry is because they want to be able to control it.
It's the money
everyone
again.
Does need to know is that vaping's not going anywhere.
No.
We're not vaping they could ban it to where they will throw you in jail if you're caught with one of these. Guess what? It's still not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
How do we know this? Study history, prohibition.
Yeah. Yeah, prohibition, that too, and what you've seen, like you touched on before, with the evolvement of the science behind cigarettes. They now know how bad it is, and they didn't know that like 25, 50 years ago. Same with vaping. The science will spread eventually, and
I'm sure there's going to be things that we discover in the future about vaping. As far as I'm really curious about the sweeteners, and if how they may affect
long-term
diet
vaping.
And nutrition. As far as I know for a fact that just from my own experience that it can affect your taste buds.
Yep.
So like for example, I'm on the keto diet, and yet luckily I have this because I still crave sweets.
Yep, you can have my vape.
But I can have the vape. But maybe we'll learn in the future that it's possible that this is affecting my palate. This is affecting, maybe I would have, if I didn't vape sweeter liquids, maybe I wouldn't have those cravings anymore.
No.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's like when we learned about what diacetyl was doing.
Yeah.
When we learned about that, we were like, okay.
That was like the popcorn thing, right? The diacetyl.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. We need to get this out of our e-liquids.
Yeah.
The industry did a pretty good job of regulating itself. It wasn't like they were going, oh, don't tell anyone about diacetyl, but we're going to still jam it into all our e-liquids. In fact, we're going to add another chemical that'll make people desire diacetyl even more. No, we learned about diacetyl, boom, gone.
Yeah.
Out of their e-liquids.
Yeah. Same with simple things like child-proof bottle caps. Same with that, right? It's not something that is a rule. Juice makers just do that because it's safer. It's not a rule.
Because you don't want kids
put it in
e-liquid
Yeah,
bottles
exactly.
and
That's why. Yeah, stuff like that.
There's certain adults that I don't want opening e-liquid bottles and drinking them because they would if they could. So when you put that child safety thing on there, they're just sitting going, I can't get it open.
Same with battery safety. How far has that come? Right, same thing.
Yeah.
So the whole industry is taking care of itself already, and that's
it always has. Yeah. It always has, and that's the damn thing about it.
There's a
still
nice
got the government coming in and saying, no, we have to regulate.
Yeah,
we want to make everything safer.
There's a nice little bridge in here talking about taking care of yourself. How you been doing?
How have I been doing? Well,
you touched on the keto, but you've been hashtag Club Sinister the world, right? Gee.
Yeah, I'm on a journey right now.
Yeah. How did that start?
For those of you, I mean, there are people who know who I am, and from Discord, from Grim Green, from
Podcast.
just in the vaping community, You know, especially when the PowerBomb thing went, you know, went all over. There's two things that have happened with me in the vaping world. One, PowerBomb the world, and two, blowing mud.
Yeah, blowing mud. That's from the last couple of months.
There's so many people I know that in the vaping community I know are saying that. You know, it's funny as hell.
It is.
You know, and the reaction, like some of the wrestlers that I still speak to, guys that are still some of my closest friends that I came up with in the industry.
Yeah.
When I tell them about the whole PowerBomb the world thing, they get such a kick out of it. They think it's hilarious. But okay, I was a professional wrestler. I started in 1994, and then I went to in mid 95 or early 95. I traveled to Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and trained with the legendary Hart family.
Hang on. You were a pro wrestler. That's like the American kind of wrestling, right? American wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
American wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, professional.
Yeah.
Wrestling. You know, entertainment. I was
the show wrestling. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I trained with the Hart family. I came back and I started working independently on which is basically the minor leagues.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke?
No.
Okay. Very, very good, accurate movie.
Okay.
People in the chat, if you've seen that movie, you saw the little shows that he was working on, the smaller, smaller crowds. You know, you work in boys and girls clubs, you work in parking lots, you work in very small arenas.
Mm-hmm.
That's the minor leagues. Just like baseball has a minor leagues, pro wrestling has a minor leagues, largely known as the indies, the independent companies.
Okay.
At least that's how it is now. Back in the day, there used to be, before wrestling became a national and worldwide conglomerate with WWF/WWE, everything was very territorial. You had the Northeast Territory, the Southern Territory, Texas Territory, California Territory, Midwest Territory, Northwest. You had all these different territories, and you could go around. You could work here for a year, work there for 6 months, go around, and there was plenty of work and plenty. That died out in the late 80s, early 90s.
People in chat say a great movie. Some people have seen it, so cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Wrestling became a mostly just about, there were 2 and then 3 big companies where you could go, and then you can go to Japan, you can go to England, parts of Europe, and you could get work. But largely, if you were going to make any money as a professional wrestler, you had to go to one of the big companies. You know. And then, so that's when I got started. The territories were dying out, and I got started where I was just doing indies, which was pretty much the minor leagues of wrestling. If you've seen the movie The Wrestler, very accurate movie. Okay. Only one problem: aging strippers do not look like Marissa Tomei. They look more like Mickey Rourke. So that's.
Okay, you must have seen the movie. That one.
That's just.
I can't imagine it now. Okay.
That's just just for anybody watching that decides to watch the movie, or if you've seen the movie, you're going, yeah, he's got a good point. Yeah.
Hang on. Lando, welcome to the show, man. Robert S., welcome to the show. Lando, Matt is the only guy I know who can power bomb somebody while blowing mud. There you go.
Yeah, well, then it's also a lot of times if I power bomb somebody, then I have to go blow mud.
Okay, go on with your story.
But so, you know, I wrestled in the minor leagues for a better part of 11 years. I had some opportunities. Wow. In 2001, I had an opportunity to go to WCW. However, within a few months' time in 2001, there were 3 companies, and then there was one, just WWE. WCW and ECW went out of business. And also UFC was becoming a much more of a popular thing. And so when you used to be able to go to Japan and get work, it wasn't as prevalent anymore because UFC was becoming more of a bigger deal. That has since changed. There's more work in Japan now. So I continued for a little while on the indies, and then I was diagnosed. Number one, I had 9 concussions that I was aware of.
Whoa!
Including multiple concussion syndrome, and
wow.
Also, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer.
Oy.
and that largely forced me to retire.
Yeah.
And by that point, I was 30 years old, and I had finally, in your 20s, you feel like you're invincible and you can do anything. By the time I hit 30, I was just like, you know what? It's time to start looking for, I was finally growing up, so to speak, and realizing that I had to do other things with my life. And, and then of course I got diagnosed with cancer, so I had to have that battle. And, from that point on, I had a lot of health problems. I beat the cancer, but I was still dealing with, the concussion, the depression that I was, at the time I didn't know, I live with bipolar disorder. At the time I didn't know that. So, I went through a long period of being with different psychiatrists and psychologists and getting put on this medicine and that medicine
as well.
Medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these different pills. I wound up getting addicted to painkillers, muscle relaxers, sleeping pills. I would have days, and this was at one point became an everyday thing for me. I would wake up and I would take 2 Percocet, 2 Somas, which is a muscle relaxer, my bipolar medication, and then also be drinking alcohol, and what do you call it? Can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Shed time.
Oh yeah.
And
cannabis.
And I was doing that, and then midway through the day, I'd repeat that. And sometimes it'd be extra pills, and then at night I'd take sleeping pills.
Oh boy.
You
were living on medicine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I never thought I had a problem, because I know wrestlers that would take 65 extra strength Vicodin a day.
Oh boy.
So I was taking maybe 20 pills throughout the day at max, sometimes only 12 or 14. It was varied throughout, but it was a crutch.
It was a crutch.
Huh?
It was a crutch?
A crutch.
Sorry, what does it mean?
I was leaning on it. On it
a crutch like bearing. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a staff you're holding on to the whole time. If you let it go, you're going to fall.
Yeah.
Eventually, I started having problems in my marriage at the time, and I led to trying to kill myself. I took enough pills to kill a herd of elephants and lived. And then when that happens, when you hit, that is called hitting bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You hit absolute rock bottom.
Yeah.
And when I woke up from that, and I was in a coma and I was hooked up to every tube in the world, but I recovered.
How long did that ago? When you hit rock bottom?
Oh, it was a couple months of a recovery.
Yeah, but how long ago was this?
2016. This was 2016.
Oh, 2016. Okay, yeah.
June of 2016. Yeah,
5 years.
So
ago.
And that's what also eventually led me to vaping too, because I had quit smoking cigarettes in 2010, but I replaced it with hookah. And then as I was going through the depression, a few weeks before what eventually led to my suicide attempt, I would be at a bar drinking, and somebody, hey, you want to go have a cigarette? I hadn't smoked in 6 years.
Yeah.
But I'm drinking, and I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and smoke. And then one cigarette, and that's 2 goes to 2, then it goes to 3. You know the pattern.
Yeah.
Well, then I had my incident. Then I had my incident, and then I went to, I recovered, and I was like, I was craving nicotine, and I was going to the hookah lounge, but it wasn't enough. So instead of I cannot start smoking cigarettes again. I almost bought a pack, and I said, I can't do this. Yeah. Instead, I bought a vape.
Boom. And what was that?
I bought a Smock Alien kit.
All right.
And because I knew a lot of, I've been working in bars and clubs, and and I knew a lot of guys back then that were starting, that were making e-liquids and making devices, and so I talked to them, and and got some advice, and then I bought a Smock Alien kit. And for my first 2 years of vaping was all with a Smock Alien kit.
Yeah.
And I vaped bubblegum e-liquid
all day long.
2 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was what I vaped.
Wow. That's great. That's but so, now you're taking like the next step, aren't you?
Well, then, yeah, I had my health problems jump back and forth. I would have good periods
Mm-hmm.
and not so good periods. Then what happened was, things started really turning around for me in my life. I finally got away from, I got
By the way,
divorced.
KGB says hats off to you, Matt, for not buying that pack of cigarettes. Boop. There you go.
Thank you. And I got divorced. I got a new job. I'd been living on, working a part-time security job and collecting Social Security disability.
Mm-hmm.
Then I met someone new, someone I'm still with, someone, like I said, I love her. I love her children like they're my own.
Yeah.
We're living together now. Been living together for like 2 years now.
Awesome.
And, everything changed for me. Everything really got changed. But unfortunately, I started working, I shouldn't say unfortunately, I started working full time, which led to overtime and double time. And I started a new job working at Kaiser Permanente Hospital
Mm-hmm.
as a security supervisor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And there were a lot of responsibilities on me. And I would work, sometimes 20-hour days.
Yeah.
My average was 65 hours a week. Sometimes it was 80 hours a week.
Wow. Those are long weeks.
And when I started that job, in order to qualify for that job, I had to do a bunch of physical training, including an endurance test. It was a 5-floor hospital, 6 if you count the basement. I had to run up and down those stairs from the basement to the 5th floor, and then do that 3 times. And in between that, take somebody down to show that I could take somebody down, and if I had to arrest them.
Yeah.
Back then I was like 290, 285
pounds.
Then I started working. I was in pretty decent shape. I wasn't the best shape, but I was in pretty decent shape.
Mm-hmm.
In order to do that. Then I started working that job, and my life was pretty much drive through on the way to work, order food at work, drive through on the way home, sleep for 3 or 4 hours, do it all again, 6 days a week. And on my day off, I slept the whole time because I needed to get caught up on sleep. I went from 285 pounds to close to 400 pounds.
Wow, man.
Because I wasn't able to train. I wasn't able to meal prep. I was just in. And listen, when you're working hours like that, you don't want to eat salads and drink spirulina.
No, it's snacks and
you want
fast
pizza.
Food. Yeah.
Yeah, you want pizza and burgers and Chinese food. You want comfort. And that was the only comfort I was getting. So then I got attacked. I got attacked at work because the pandemic hit. Everything was on lockdown, but people were trying to sneak into the hospital to visit people when there was no visiting allowed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So a guy started a fight with me, and it led to me causing some new injuries and re-aggravating some old injuries, particularly in my back. So I went out on disability and was largely just sitting at home. And when I'm at home doing nothing, again, you don't want to live off salads. You want to,
comfort food,
baked chicken and all that. No, I was eating pastrami burritos. I was eating pizza. I was eating, and I ballooned up to 409 pounds. And so eventually I just got to the point where I was just like, look, I know better than this. I know I have the knowledge. It's like,
you've been an athlete as well, right?
Well, being an athlete from being a pro wrestler. And look, there were times when I was a pro wrestler, I wasn't in the best shape.
Okay.
But there were other times I was in some of the greatest shape I'd ever been in my life.
Yeah.
I've always struggled with my weight, always. I come from a family of big people. My father was a 1967 USC football champion.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He played, he went from USC to play, he hurt his shoulder and he played rugby for a year. My uncle, my dad's youngest brother, played for UCLA and University of Hawaii. And then I think he got drafted to Philadelphia Eagles.
All right.
But it only lasted a year because he was hurt. So he didn't really get to play.
Mm-hmm.
But, I come from a family of athletes. And what happened is that I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I tried to do things on my own, but I kept failing. So finally I hired a personal trainer, nutritionist.
Yeah.
And I started with my trainer. And then I, 2 weeks into doing into working out with my trainer, then I started keto.
Yeah.
And intermittent fasting. And I just started week 11 right now. 11 weeks of training, 9 weeks of keto and intermittent fasting. And in that time, I have lost 29 pounds, shed 18% of my body fat.
Boom.
And 12 inches from my waist.
Wow.
So, and this is a journey that it's not only just about losing weight and being healthier, it's about being able to recover from the injuries, heal myself, and be able to go back to work and, provide for my family, and be useful again.
Yeah.
And I can tell you this, if it wasn't for the vape community, the Cool Kids Club, the Vape Stew, everyone out there, I don't know what I would be doing right now, because they have been an absolute, dare an atheist say, blessing, because I really don't know where I'd be without them, because,
so supportive, man.
They've been they're so supportive, and I've never got anything negative, nothing, and now I'm documenting everything on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
At Matt Sinister. Yeah. And eventually I'm going to put all this together on YouTube as, a short documentary.
Oh, right.
And if you want to go to my YouTube channel, you could see some of my old wrestling matches.
Just
from the late 90s, early
link.
2000s.
Hang on. I'm just trying to get the link from your Instagram. Just in there. Boom. And I have your YouTube channel as well somewhere. Where is it? Oh, it's on the other account. Sorry, Matt Sinister. There we go.
That's all right.
There we go, Matt Sinister. Yep, there we go. Oh, I'm subscribed to it. I'll just put that right in. I think this is the correct one. It's /user/Matt Sinister, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Put it there.
There are no other Matt Sinisters.
No. True.
I'm the only Matt Sinister.
There's only one.
Copyrighted.
Trademarked it. Boom.
Trademarked.
All right.
I actually heard a story of somebody in France trying to call themselves Matt Sinister.
Matt Sinister.
Yeah, I actually heard that story, and I was like, okay. And then next thing I heard was that it wasn't true, that somebody was just referring to this person as Sinister, and they were largely just messing with me. Oh yeah, there's another Matt Sinister out there. No, there's not.
No.
There can be only one.
There's only one. Damn it.
And now you can be part of Club Sinister, which is basically just a hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag Club Sinister on Instagram, right?
But it's also an attitude.
Yeah.
It's also if you're determined to change your life.
Yeah.
You're determined to be better than what you are. If you're determined to just keep fighting, yes, you're going to fall down. But what did Rocky Balboa say?
Boom.
It ain't how many hard you hit. It's how many times you can get hit, get knocked down, and get up and keep moving forward. Yeah. That is a very true statement. Yeah. And that's part of what being, hashtag Club Sinister is all about, is not giving up.
That's great, man. I've seen that since, week 11, I think.
Week 11.
And it is inspirational. It's like, it's so cool to see you do that, and to see you fight and work for that. And every time you go back into that car and, have that feeling like, oh man, I did something today. It was good.
Yeah.
And you're doing that like 5-6 days? 5-6 days? You're doing that
5-6 days a week, yeah.
Boom. There you go. Damn it, man.
Yeah. But you want my
hardcore.
absolute favorite part? My absolute favorite part of the whole thing?
Bring it on.
Afterwards, when I get done working out and I've just killed it in the gym, and I get in the car, I turn that air conditioning on, and then I do this.
Boom.
Love it.
That's great, right? Well, that's every workout, every type of sport you do. If it was like running or cycling or going to the gym or having playing soccer with your friends and coming back and feel that like I did something, I done something, and your body giving that back to your mind, I love that too. I should go cycling again. I do that way too less nowadays. Damn, you're an inspiration. I will pick it up again. Damn.
I've gotten so many direct messages and comments in both on TikTok and on Instagram.
Yeah.
Of people telling me that it inspired them to go back to the gym.
That's great, man.
You know, the thing with me too is you're seeing a real person.
Yeah.
Okay. So many of these, fitness videos and inspiration, motivational videos. You got a guy who's been training, they're basically a bodybuilder that's retired now. And you see them, they got 6-pack abs. They're all chiseled out. Normal people do not look like that. And they're not deluding themselves into thinking, I could look like that one day. Yeah, sure. You could.
Yeah.
Of course,
one day.
No life. All you can do, you can't even
No,
work.
this is
all
a real story. You're sharing that real story. You have that weight now, you want to lose it, and you're showing that it is possible, but you're showing it in like the most honest way possible, because you're putting it out there from the beginning, not just from, when you're ready to be an influencer and share it. Look at me right now. No.
Yeah, I did this. You can do it too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but you haven't seen the story before that. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
no, I'm showing right from the starting point.
Exactly, yeah.
And I want everyone to follow me on this journey. And I have had plenty of missteps. I have documented where I've gotten up and I you know what? I don't feel like doing this at all. Yeah. And then I get in the gym and I have a terrible workout and I tell everyone, you know what?
That's an honest story, yeah.
I'm honest. And one thing that I also, this is very painful physically for me. Mm-hmm. There are times that, my back is in so much pain that I am huddled into the fetal position, for the rest of the day. Yeah. When I'm on Discord, when I'm in the YoYoY chat or Vape Stew, most of the time I'm laying in bed.
Yep.
I got a tripod, same tripod I'm using now, and I'm just laying in bed and it's a nice distraction because I got a heating pad on my back, shed time and, muscle relaxer.
Recovering, yeah.
And I'm just going, oh, and I like that distraction. But, so many people are like sitting at their desks or, and, they're working on their stuff. I'm laying in bed just like, because I'm in so much pain. Yeah. And this isn't easy. But guess what? If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah, true. Very true. No, cool. Real big kudos, man. Real big. Hats off.
Thank you.
But yeah, talk about telling. So you're telling that story through Instagram and through TikTok, you said, and
TikTok,
a documentary. Looking forward to that. Cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much it could be because I'm doing all this stuff on my phone. I'm recording all this on my phone. I've been doing the editing on my phone. Mm-hmm. Not that that's not like a difficult thing to do, but eventually I kind of want to just kind of piece all this stuff together and maybe do like a narrative, narrate over it.
Yeah.
And talk about the different things that happened and just kind of put it on YouTube and say, here's an hour of my life of what happened. Well, here's an hour of what happened to me
what happened
over the course of a year
or
whatever, and then maybe I can, film some more things, maybe I can do a little more professional. But right now it's just me and my phone,
Does that help, like having that idea in the back of your mind? Does it help to keep doing that every day, every 5-6 days in a week?
Sure.
Is that like a goal?
Not the main thing.
No, of course not. It helps, right?
It helps. It's there because you're going, oh man, because my trainer's always telling me all the time. I told my trainer the other day, we did the measurements again, the weigh in, and took photos. And for the first time, I could actually see the difference in the photos. I am my own worst critic.
Cool.
I am terrible. Someone will say, you look like you're losing weight, and I'll be like, eh.
Yeah, right.
And but this was the first time I looked at the photos, like, yeah, actually it does look different.
All right.
But I am my own worst critic. And so I'm never satisfied. I want it to be, my trainer's sitting there going, well, imagine how it's going to be in 2 months. I'm like, I'm waiting for a year. In a year, it'll be, I'll be maybe satisfied for a few days.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to go on to that next goal.
Yeah. How do you set your goals? Is that a weight goal? Is that a weight yourself or weight you will lift, or is it like something other measurable, or is it something in your head? How do you set goals, and how long do you set them for like a month or a week?
Yeah, it just depends how I'm feeling. I don't really sit there and go, okay, this week I'm going to do this. No, it's this week I'm going to go in there and I'm going to see what I can do.
Hang on one sec. Mr. Not the Real Gerard Butler just popped in for a sec. Thought I'd pop in. Cheers, man. Sorry you couldn't make it, but we'll certainly get you back on the show once you have the time, man. Mr. Grim Green, welcome, Nick. Good to see you. Just
you said the not the real Gerard Butler's here.
Yeah.
The legend.
The legend.
The legend. And of course
and another legend, the Grim Green is in.
Shout out. I want to give a big shout out to Nick, to Grim Green. His forum and just him, who he is, has been such an amazing thing in my life to have him. And the vlog, the streaming on the coffee stream on Mondays, the Wednesday afternoon stream, and especially the Cool Kids Hangout on Thursdays after the vlog. I remember when I met him at where was it? It was not NVE, or it was out here. It's been so long since the convention, I can't even remember what to call it. But
okay.
When I met him, it was like, and I met him, I met Dwayne, I met M Turk, and Vinyl and Vapor, and all those guys.
Yeah.
And they were all such an amazing group of guys. Their heads are not big.
Yeah.
They're just a great bunch of guys, and it's a privilege to have met them, and a privilege to have known them, and it's a privilege to be part of Grim Green's Cool Kids Club.
Absolutely.
And,
like we said,
be part of that community.
Yeah, like we said at the beginning, it's such a warm welcome there, and it is a family that is helping you out, sharing the knowledge, and helping you. Like you said at the beginning of the show, I was a baby. I was a vaping virgin when I first entered there, and you guys really lifted me up, and especially with the shows and the chats, and that was really helpful. And that's like I'm only 2 weeks, is it? I'm only two and a half weeks off my 1 year of smoke free. I already had my 1 year of vaping, so there we go.
My 5-year anniversary is coming.
Sorry,
up
Grim Green is
July.
Right, 5 year, boom.
What's Nick saying?
Grim Green is saying, "Oh, Matt, Hart, you inspire me, man. I'm overjoyed our paths have crossed. Hashtag PoweBomb the world."
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's an amazing guy, and
I
like to think that if the pandemic wasn't going on, and he lives 45 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think if the pandemic wasn't going on, we probably would have got to see each other more, and hung out, and be friends. Because we're only 1 year apart. He's a year younger than me.
Yeah.
Actually, right now he's 44 and I'm 44. So I don't turn 45 till May. So I'm holding on to 44 until.
Yeah, we're all from the same year. I'm 44 as well.
Yeah. We have so much in common too.
All right.
There's a lot of things in common. So I try not to be that guy when you're you're watching someone on YouTube or even on television, and you kind of get to know someone through chats, and I try not to be the guy that's like going, hey, we should hang out. Hey, if I'm in town, let's go to the restaurant, and hey, let's go to the bar, and let's I try to give him his space and not be this overzealous fan that's constantly going,
that he's trying that he's trying.
We got to do something, we got to but because you see some people like that in Discord. You see
absolutely,
like
absolutely, yeah,
in the chat, and you know what, all more power to them if they're able to.
Advocate is saying, this family is one of the most motivation-inspiring communities in the world, more supportive of improved health and self-care than any or even all that exist. Yeah, it is true. It is true. Yeah, it's. I've never experienced this. Well, I've played World of Warcraft. You got guilds, you got people, you got friends, you got online friends. I had that on multiple platforms, but I never experienced it like on here with vapors. It's like, I don't know what it is, but vaping makes that a bit of extra special.
Vaping's the glue. Glue.
It is. Yeah, exactly.
But it also helps us realize that so many of us have so much in common.
Yeah.
We have, it's just people in general have a lot in common, whether you're in the Netherlands, Australia, Canada, England, or here in the United States, and even different
True.
parts of the United States.
Very true.
That we're all very similar in the shit that we have to deal with.
But the same thing you could say about, playing a game online and having those same characters in like a community. But I never had that extra thing we have with the Vape Fam now. I never had that. I don't know. It might be.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I don't know what it is. It's some.
No, I know what it is. It's just like I said, vaping's the glue. It's what we have in common, but then we find out how much more in common things we have together. The only question I has for Not the Real Gerard Butler, what do you do?
What do you do?
What does he do?
I don't know. I don't know if he's still in there, but
I'm just messing with him. That was a.
I know where he is.
You have to go back and watch an episode of The Green Room.
Oh, right.
With Frames Janklin and Overdrip. And
right.
Sean, the Angry Hippie Typhon. It was a game of Who Am I? Where the other two panelists will ask somebody, ask some questions to guess who this person you're thinking of.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was Overdrip. Uncle Chris he had picked Lee. And so everyone, they're asking him, does he do e-liquid? Does he make coils? Is he in the industry? All these things. And then Frames just kind of goes, what does this guy do?
What does he do, actually? I got you. Yeah.
And then he's just like, so you know what? If I this is somebody I know really well, I'm gonna feel really bad. And it turned out it was Lee. But Lee's played it up. Like we'll go on the Vape Stew and he'll have it instead of his name, he'll say, "I don't do anything."
Yeah. Lee is an international man of mystery. That's what Scott Rowan was saying.
No, Lee actually.
He's just doing legendary Lee, things.
The truth about Lee, Not the Real Gerard Butler. He's a great guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I wanted him on as well.
He's been a great friend.
Yeah,
he's been a great friend in this community. And we've talked a lot. He's a guy I've confided in things. Yeah, and he's never said anything negative, at least not in the serious terms. He messes with me a lot. It's just like we all mess with each other.
That's what he likes to do.
But he's a great guy. It's too bad that he couldn't be here with us.
Yeah.
But family and work come first.
We have a rain check, so this is going to happen.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Of course, family work first, of course, before everything. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
again, Lee's a great guy, and I'm really privileged to know him.
Absolutely.
And and he's a good friend.
Yeah.
He'll probably put in the chat, we're friends. Oh.
I don't think he's in anymore, but he'll watch it on the replay. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
He's doing nothing. So yeah.
Yeah, he's doing nothing.
Sorry, he couldn't. He couldn't make it tonight. He was too busy doing nothing. That's.
Yeah, that's why when you said he couldn't be on, I go, "What is Lee doing?
What is he doing anyway?"
No.
There's something else you're doing, right? You're doing the podcast with Lethal Coils, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that start?
Cloudy Days, Calm Nights podcast.
Was it now week 9, week 8? What is it? Something like that.
I don't keep track. I'm just the co-host.
Just log in.
Look, let me tell you guys the truth about the Cloudy Days, Calm Nights podcast. It's all Lethal Coils. Karis. It's all him.
We should have him on.
I don't prepare for anything.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go on and within 5 minutes before we'll start, he'll go, "Hey, we're going to talk about this and this." I'm like, "Okay." I don't write things down. I do it just like I did.
It's not scripted. No.
No.
Well, it's like we do this show, Well, we only have like two or three staples, but that's it. But it happens like it happens.
Just come in and shoot the shit. You could ask me something, and I'm not just going to sit there and go, well, I'm not. No, I'm going to be Matt Sinister. I'm going to have this personality. I'm going to come
please.
out.
Yes, please.
Tell you I'm going to powerbomb you or whatever. And maybe you have to pause to go blow mud, whatever. But. Pause to go blow mud. So largely how I took it, like today with wrestling, it's so much different than the business I got into.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling now is completely scripted.
Is it? Yeah.
Start to finish, everything is scripted.
All right.
Promos are scripted. When the wrestlers go out there and talk, a lot of them had their promo written for them.
Wow.
I come from a time where you were told, okay, this person's going to win. Or, this is how we need the match to start. but largely you would go out there and you kind of map it out a little bit, but it would mostly be, okay, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to the finish. And you just go out there and you call it in the ring.
Yeah.
And when it came to promos, no one was handing me a script. I was going out there off the cuff. Think about it a little bit before I got out there, but I largely off the cuff. Okay, what are my bullet points? What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I go out there and do it. Now everything that's largely another reason why I got away from the business, because it's not even though I'm still, a lukewarm fan of wrestling, I don't follow it like I used to, but it's still, it's not the same business I got into. So, but I try to approach when I do podcasts.
Yeah, same thing.
And even this show, and when I go in the green room, it's just by the seat of my pants.
Yeah,
I just call an audible and just enjoy.
I think it's also
much more fun that way.
Yeah, more fun and more honest as well, right? It's not like having a story and tell a story. It's like having fun, like amongst each other and
But here's the thing: if you know what you're doing, you could tell a story, and you're still going by on the cuff.
Yeah,
you could still start with something, end with something, and then throw things in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to sit there and just do a checklist of, okay, we talked about this, talked about that, talked about this. No, you can go jump around, go back and forth, and still make it interesting and entertaining.
Absolutely, yeah. Cherokee Vapor, hello Funk and everyone else here in chat. Hello Cherokee, welcome to the show, mate. Cool to see ya.
Just if anyone's curious, see me drinking a Rockstar here. Sugar-free.
Sugar-free. Sugar-free.
Sugar-free, 10 calories.
I'll just stick to my Monday beer for tonight. Oh, in a green glass.
I haven't had a beer in 11 weeks.
Well, you don't have to, right? You don't need it.
Well, no, I can't. It's not keto.
Yeah, of course. Duh. Oh man,
I've had twice since I started this thing. I've had some vodka and Diet Coke.
All right, is that keto friendly?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There's no carbs in vodka, and of course, Diet Coke is Diet Coke. But and it was all very limited, only a few drinks. And that's when I was in Vegas a few weeks ago, and then just like a week ago, I went out to dinner, and oh my God, I went to dinner at the Outback Steakhouse. Now I kept everything keto friendly, but I probably consumed enough calories. Like I had a protein shake for breakfast that morning, and I didn't eat again until we went out because I consumed over 2,000 calories.
Oh my God!
When I was at the Outback Steakhouse. And you want to talk about mud? Go eat at the Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, don't say it like that. Looking at the camera, man. That's eerie. Right, KGB. Matt seems the type of person that means what he says and says what he means. Absolutely right. Absolutely. He's an honest guy, dude. I'll tell you that. And Scott Runyon, that perfectly describes how the Rise of Skywalker was written. Oh, sorry, I'm so bad at Star Wars or even movie. I don't know what he's.
It describes how the Rise of Skywalker
was written. I don't know. Scott, explain yourself because I don't get it.
What does that mean?
Oh,
what, that they were doing it while blowing mud? I mean, what?
I don't know.
A lot of people have shit all over the Rise of Skywalker. I enjoyed the Rise of Skywalker. I certainly enjoyed it more than The Force Awakens, which was a retro carbon copy of A New Hope.
Right. You can tell me anything about movies. I'd say yes.
Oh yeah. You don't know.
I'm not a movie reference guy.
I remember those first few weeks when we met.
You and Lee were going over movie. Like, yeah, right. What am I doing here?
Yeah, you're like, what's Game of Thrones? What's
No. I didn't say that. No, I know that one. Come on, give me a little credit here. Come on, dude. Oh fuck. Yeah, but you're doing that podcast with Lethal Coils. Oh man, it's so
Lethal Coils.
Lethal Coils. Those are long podcasts, man. What is it? 1.5, 2 hours?
2 hours.
Yeah,
it's 2 hours.
That's great. That's great.
We started off with 1 hour, then we went to 2, and then we started having guests.
Yeah,
we've had both Vaping Bogan and
Grim Green.
Mr. Grim Green.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's great.
Yeah, the another one should be getting uploaded. Lethal has just has been having a lot going on, as far as work and family.
Mm-hmm. So
like I said, it's all him. I'm not doing anything other than just being a co-host, coming on there and being my ridiculous self half the time. So it's all him. We just did one with Vaping with CJ, And so that should be getting uploaded.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
That should be getting uploaded anytime.
Ah, cool.
And then we'll do another one, maybe this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to make it weekly.
Cool.
We're trying to.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's all him, and I really got to give him a shout out. And it came by accident. Like, he was talking about doing this podcast, and he had people in mind for hosts, and people were telling him no. And I just kind of, like, on Discord one day, I go, "Why don't I host the show with you? Why don't I do the show with you?" And I was half joking,
Yeah.
He's like, "Really? You want to do the show with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to."
Yeah, cool.
And we started doing it, and I've really enjoyed it. And we're on
It's fun, huh?
his YouTube channel. We're on Spotify, and pretty soon we're going to be on SoundCloud.
Ah, nice. Maybe sounds a bit weird, but how did you end up with Josh CJ?
That was, like I said, it's all Lethal.
Oh, right.
Josh,
but
Josh, I guess, used to be Lethal's co-host on a previous show he used to do.
Oh, right. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
So
right.
that was my first time meeting him. My first time even knowing who.
Oh, you're getting a call, I guess. Yeah.
That was unfortunately, I'm doing this on my phone, and
yeah, that's fine.
I got people. I'm a popular guy. People call me.
Yeah, you call all the time, right? Two phone
most
calls.
Most of it's unknown number or potential spam.
Yeah, probably.
It's like, you put on your phone, block potential spam, and it still rings and shows me potential spam. Go figure.
But podcast, Josh. But my next question would be like, do you guys follow like the UK shows as well, or is that something you don't follow, or?
I try to.
Mm-hmm.
I try to. It's the time factor. Like, I like to watch stuff live.
Yeah,
so
same
I
here.
Be part of the chat.
Yeah.
It's very rare for me to watch replays. Like, even like shows that I watch, I try to watch every week, like The Green Room, 510 Connection, even Grim Green, with vlogs and even some of the streaming, like the coffee stream or the Wednesday afternoon
Instagram,
on Instagram. I will, like, for whatever reason, if I had to miss it, it just doesn't feel right going back and watching.
Yeah, I got the same. Yeah,
it's not live, and I'm all about live. You put me in a live show with a live mic.
Yeah,
I can. There's nothing that I'm not willing to do to make it. Well, I mean, of course, there's something. I'm not going to blow mud right there on live television. But I'll tell everyone I'm going to blow mud.
Let's not do that tonight. No, you're right. Seeing a show live and being, having the idea of being able to be interactive. Yeah, that's a big thing for me. So I do watch some live shows back, but like for the Grim Thursday stream, I have to take the Friday off because I know it's gonna be late. I know I'm gonna have a few beers. I know it's gonna start like 2 a.m. in the morning for me. So I have to take that Friday off. So you have to plan it ahead nowadays. It's
see, where I'm fortunate is, like I said, Nick lives 45 minutes away from me.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's perfect time zone for
the
you.
show's on at 4:30 p.m.
Yeah.
It's 4:30 p.m. for him. It's 4:30 p.m. for me. So unless something comes up, I'm watching the show.
Yeah.
And I there's times that I've had to watch and I couldn't be active with the chat because I was driving. Which you're not supposed to do, but
we'll tell no one.
I've driven over 500,000 miles in my life when I was on the road wrestling. So, I've had two tickets my adult life for the same thing.
What was that?
20 years apart.
What was it?
Not coming to a complete stop at a stop sign known as California Roll. When I was 21, I got busted. When I was 41, I got busted.
Oh,
and it was complete nonsense. No one was in danger. Just because I didn't stop right on the line and come to an absolute complete stop. No, my car was moving at maybe half a mile an hour. But it's an excuse for them to pull you over and make money. They're not driving by and they see this. They're standing there in the middle of the street.
Yeah, they're waiting for it, right?
Yeah.
I just want to come back to that comment about the Rise of the Skywalker, how it was written. It perfectly describes Scott Ryan. Matt was talking about having a beginning and an end, but making up shit in between. That's what he means by. Just want to.
Yeah, but it's a movie. The whole thing is made up.
Have a nice life, Nick. Right. We're about in that time where we need to run things up, mate. I want to thank you a lot for coming on tonight and sharing your story. I really appreciate that, and it's really, really good to hear that. It's motivating to hear that, and thanks for the inspiration. I hope you.
Yeah, I want to do this when Disco's back too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because it almost fitting, because there was a time there was like on Discord it was the three of us.
Yeah,
just the three of us, just sit there BSing,
Yeah.
And occasionally Lee would come in, occasionally Duchess would come in, occasionally this other guy that kind of said some very strange things to you over the course of time.
Was it?
You remember?
To me?
You remember? Yeah, he would like say like weird things to you.
To me?
He's not allowed on anymore.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, let's not call out names.
Don't say his name.
No, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It all comes back now. Fuck. I blocked it, dude.
I know, but being the heel that I am, I had to remember.
Yeah, we definitely should do this again. And but
there was a time that we would be the three of us just BSing for hours.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I do miss that. I do miss. Obviously, life, things happen, things come into, things change for other people, work, family, school, whatever. And that's fine, but I do, there was, that went on for several months.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And it was always
great.
fun.
It was always good. It was always good times. Yeah. It was a positive.
So I'd love to come back when
absolutely. We'll definitely going to do that. Promise.
The three of us can sit here and,
absolutely.
I can cause even more more problems.
More power bombs, more mudslides.
More power bombs, more mud.
Right. I'd like to thank Mick for using a Zoom room. Thanks, mate. I'd like to thank Chat. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Spanners, for keeping it tidy. And it's been great. I had a lot of fun tonight. And anything I'm missing? I don't know. Anything I'm missing? Yeah. Check out that link I just shared. I'm going to do it again. Sorry. Please sign the World of Vapors Alliance petition. I'm going to put it out there again. And if you can, share it on your Instagram, on your Twitter, on your YouTube, on wherever you can, please do. Every share helps. Every signature as well. And thanks, man. This was show number 15. Whipped in shape at Club Sinister.
Hell yes. Remember, at Matt Sinister, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Watch my journey.
There you go. At Matt Sinister. There's only one Matt Sinister. It's easy to find.
There's only one Matt Sinister. There's only one hashtag Club Sinister.
Boom.
And whether you like it or not, it's just going to have to be that way because I'm Matt Sinister and you're not.
Boom. Nice one.